Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
I know you all missed me, specifically me, so I'm glad we're back.
That's a horrible way to start, Mark. That's a horrible way to
Wow.
start.
Yes, we did
Damn.
all miss you in specific. Thank you for noticing.
We have returned. There's the ebb and the flow.
Exactly. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to TaleChasers on Friday. I am Amber, your host for the day, the evening, and these are the players of tonight. As you know, Vincent is on his journey, and Lawrence is at work. I mean, he's scribing scrolls. He's busy today.
He's committing romance in the
But who
background.
knows? Maybe we have the energy to keep going until he is back. We will see. Until that time, it is time for announcements, because that's what we do first, I am told by myself. First things first, tomorrow there will not be Calamica. Instead, it will be yours truly, Mark, and some
Me!
nice guest speakers.
Oh.
Who will be... What? Okay! Alright, I will name literally everyone. And
Wait,
Chemo,
what?
and Gabe, and also
yourself.
White.
But yourself, yeah.
Don't forget yourself.
Well, she said yours truly.
I said yours truly,
Oh,
that's me.
okay.
I am
Nah,
I
fair
am that
enough. Yeah, that's
person.
true. That's true.
You are that person. Indeed.
There.
But, you know. Anywho, we will be getting together to have a little talk, or maybe a big talk, about West Marches style D&D games. And you might think to yourself, what the hell is a West Marches style D&D game? Find out tomorrow evening around 8 p.m., where we explain the trials and tribulations that we have gone through in in our days as West Marches dungeon masters, forged in the literal fires of hell.
Or we try, because there was a lot of them, and they bring back very horrible memory. No, I mean what?
Yeah, especially
Pretty
we met some
much.
weird dude named Gabe there. Like, yikes.
Thank you. I wonder who that guy is.
Yeah.
Really
Yes.
whack.
All right.
I have something to say if there's nothing more.
No, you can go ahead. I have another one, but you can keep going.
Well, yeah. Speaking on the context of tomorrow and the day after, like some of you might know, Alfia's tomorrow and the day after. It's a convention type thing here in the Netherlands. It'd be cool if you guys were to say hi to anyone around. Tomorrow, Siri and Sam will be there, and Ash will be there, and then Sunday, all of the same people plus me will be there. Tony cancelled, so that's too bad. He's not going to go. But yeah, hope you all will say hi if you see any of us. And that's the thing I have to say.
Okay. Gucci. Last announcement is small announcement, big announcement.
Small, big announcement.
I shrug, because yeah, I guess it could be either or. Anyway, as you know, Vincent is currently out on a mission, doing his thing, and he is played by Brandon from Long Rest D&D. But Brandon will no longer be Brandon from Long Rest D&D. He will in fact be Brandon from TaleChasers, as he will be joining us permanently.
But he will also
we
be
have done-
Brandon from Long Rest D&D.
He will still be
Yeah.
that, but in
No,
our
we'll
hearts, he
steal
will
him.
be
We're
Brandon
kidnapping him.
from
This is official
Stargazers.
for all people of Long Rest D&D. We're stealing your DM. Goodbye.
No,
100%.
don't, because they might hear.
Yeah, this is public war.
We ate him.
Anyway, it'll
That's
be a
right.
couple of weeks while we work out some details. Vincent is going on his journey, and Ebb will be staying with us, Vincent's
Yes,
father.
I'm substituting in for my son. Thank you very much.
The substitute teacher.
Yes.
Alright. Until that time, let's begin with a recap of last week's session, which today will be given by... Who gave it last week?
That was me.
Yeah.
Because
They will be given by Mark.
By me. All right.
Yes.
So, the party was basically at a festival right after a intense moment after we might or might not have accidentally released a supervillain, or they might be really nice, but they might have been a supervillain out of a cage. But after we sealed that up, we went to a festival. The first part of that festival was the session before last session. But we opened up with us, the party, going goblin wrestling. And despite all our struggles with it, Zarius went first, if I remember correctly. He didn't fare so well. The goblins made him eat dirt, literally.
In a literal sense.
In a literal
Like
sense.
moist dirt, so it's okay.
Yeah,
So,
it's moist
mud.
dirt. But even as a horse, he couldn't fight them. After which came Vittorio, who also went in to fight the goblins. Wrestle the goblins. And Tokas, being a little bit spiteful that he was, foresaw his failure in the future. Luckily for Vittorio, he won the bout of wrestling. Defeated the goblins fair and square. Not fully fair and square, because again, Tokas helped the goblins cheat.
Yeah, they deserved a little bit of a help.
Wow. After which, Vincent really didn't want to go goblin wrestling until he heard of rule number 3. And that rule was that elves weren't allowed to wrestle. And this man threw down after hearing that. Fucking threw down. And I think won the fastest out of all of us. If I
He went
remember
in,
correctly.
he slapped him twice and won.
He just went bam, bam, and he won.
Don't mess with Elven pride.
No, certainly not. Afterwards, we cleaned ourselves up a little bit. We were covered in mud. We cleaned ourselves up a bit, and because not only did Lawrence and Vasily want to go to the poem competition, most of the rest of the group also wanted to go. So the ones that competed were, I think, Zarius, Lawrence, Ebb, Tokas, and Vasily. Out of which everyone did great. Tokas not so much, but everyone did great.
We all did amazing. We all won.
He did very well for
great.
what I assume is Tokas' first try.
Yeah, he did very well for his first time, but he didn't do so well.
What do you mean? We did amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
But everyone wrote out really cool poems. Like, I will say props to everyone. Like, everyone actually wrote poems. So it was a really interesting bout. But eventually that also came to an end. And as that came to an end, I think Ebb dressed up. Ebb also did some dress up still. Yeah, he did.
Got a nice shirt.
He got a nice shirt. But the rest of us basically started continuing a little bit of a party in the night. That evening, Zarius was named, and I have this in my notes, so I really want to say the right title, so I'm going to quickly look that up. Because it doesn't really... I wanted to say was named Nicki Minaj with a crown set, because that's what's in my memes, but that's not what I was...
Bro.
I dubbed thee Nicki Minaj.
Oh, not Nicki Minaj. Oh God. Where is it? I think this Secret Hearts Monarch was what it was. And the festival kind of came to an end. Zarius played some music there, and after, something interesting happened. See, Lawrence and Vasily were having a great time together at the festival. But as the evening started to conclude and the two started talking and just enjoying each other's company, they finally did the first kiss. I think it was their first. In my memory, it was their first.
Yep.
They never kissed before. That'd be kind of weird if they did.
They did their very first kiss on the evening of the Secret Hearts Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is where we ended.
That
About.
is indeed where we ended.
Yes. Just one thing at the end. Eb received a letter as well.
Oh, yeah. I do not remember the contents of that letter. It was late.
it was
I'm
Vincent.
sorry.
It was Vincent having fucked off for the time being.
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
saying, "Sup, Dad? I can't deal with goodbyes, so I'm just gonna give you this letter, but not me. This halfling here will give you a letter. So yeah, catch you in a month.
The Ambling is like, oh, please don't hurt me.
Please, I haven't been paid yet. It's 15 gold pieces. What?
I hope you know the saying, don't kill the messenger. Like, don't do that, please.
We've already ignored it once.
I don't like it. Alright. Until that time, let us begin with today's session. Because it is a new day. It is, in fact, the 27th of Summer's Tide. A relatively warm morning. Lord knows what the actual temperatures are like outside. But inside of the mountain, things are feeling a little stuffy today. Almost clammy. It's a certain level of humidity that hangs in the air. Every now and again when you breathe in and out, it's like you could literally drink the air around you.
Nice.
A slight tremor ripples through the mountain, causing your steps to falter ever so slightly. What is it that you do on this hot morning?
Something I haven't done yet, but I know exactly what I'm doing.
Which
First, no, no. First, I don't know if I fell asleep with Bryce's, but if Bryce's is there, I will.
You didn't know discuss such a thing with me.
No, I don't think it was. We had an evening. I know we had just a nice evening.
Yeah, as always, got to
but
take it slow.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. This was just me making sure that I didn't say something, and then Amber was like, "So you just leave them behind? What an asshole!"
Make sure.
But I want to go to Scrakequall, actually, and see if Scrakequall's home.
Roll me a D100.
And Sarius will do his very normal. He sort of like announces his presence pretty early, where he just Scrakequall.
He literally instrument trumpets as he walks.
Did you sleep in tower?
We sleep in the tower. Usually.
Yeah, that's our house.
That's where we live. Because it's
No,
free.
No, I meant Zarius specifically.
Why wouldn't he sleep in the tower?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
I don't live with Scrakequall. Scrakequall hates me.
Yeah, he does. Because he wanted to execute him, at the start.
I think he was insinuating that.
Yeah, we know he was
Indeed.
insinuating. We know.
We
Okay.
already talked about this, so we don't have to insinuate anything.
Very well.
Alright. You wait a short while around the mushroom lake. And after 20, 30 seconds, there is a sound of movement. Within a minute, a large dragon head appears from the entrance to the cavern, a thick beard of dark lichen clinging to his chin. And 2 eyes, like dinner plates, fixing upon you.
Morning. He'll instinctively speak Draconic, right? Morning, Threadquell. I actually came here because I have something for you. So before you kick me out, and then he holds his 2 books out. One which he still doesn't know the name of because he can't read it because it's in Orphan. And the other he does know, which is, well, he's holding out Rock Hard and Horns and Tails. But he doesn't know the name of Rock Hard because it's in Orphan. And he's like, which one would you like?
Pickle's head
Go.
tilts ever so slightly, craning down to look on these books. A rumble almost crawls up from his chest and up his throat. I should like both.
Darius just squints. I want to kind of keep one. I already brought one of them as a gift from a really dank deep cave that I don't think anyone regularly set foot of.
Nostrils widen and then narrow again, closing his nose entirely. Then I should like the best one.
Darius looks at.
Probably the one he can read.
Yeah, Darius looks at. Okay, I know this one is about. I know it's dwarven, right?
Rowlish.
Yeah, Rowlish. Yeah. It's like, so this one is in Rowlish, and this one is in Imperial Norm. I don't know which one you can read.
Both.
Nice. Let's go.
Well, then I think I can't read this one, so I think that would be good. Then if you get it.
It would be wasted upon you.
Yeah, you're right. That's he holds it out. I know Scrankle doesn't have any hands, but I think Zarius would just instinctively like hold it out.
He kind of stares at you for a moment,
Wow.
and like reaches out with the large clawed hand that is attached, like that his wing is attached to. Can you make me a perception check?
I can certainly make you a perception check. Is it completely dark here? That's my question.
I mean, just
Or
outside of
dim
his
light.
cave, like, yeah, there's like a little bit of light.
Then this is +1. So that's 15.
You see that some of the skin around the claw that he extends is like darkened. Like it is like it's got like an off color to it.
Does that tell me anything? Like the darkening of of dragon's hide? Would Zarius know anything about that?
I can make a check.
I know to some extent what that means as Mark, but Zarius would have no clue. Or at least I don't know if Zarius knows, because it's a lot
Perhaps.
different. What? Check.
Maybe a general intelligence check.
14.
Proficiency, yeah, I can. Alright.
What?
If you had to compare this to anything, it is not unlike the scarification that you bear on your own hand but it is of a different nature.
Because he's digging, you know.
Not acidic.
Digging
Yeah.
hole.
So, the second question I wanted to ask, just because I'm paranoid and scared that I hope this is not the case, because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do if it is. Is it like the dragon we've seen before? The green one. Well, it wasn't green, it was black, but the dragon I have the heart of.
I mean, they are not different. They are completely different types of dragons, you know?
Yeah.
Like, those dragons have gleaming black scales. Skrekgol's always had this kind of, like, mottled appearance. But this, like, his skin is almost leathery in nature. Like, more akin to this, like, thick, leathery hide with osteoderms on it.
Alright. Yeah, and then Zarius will simply just hold it out. It's like, that was all. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
He puts the paw on top of the book.
Have a good read. It's very cool.
Yes. He says, trying to pick it up between his claws, like extending like two of them, like a human would like grasp something between their, pinch something between the index and thumb.
He needs
I
a
look
wizard
at
hat
it
of
and
mage hand.
I look at it and just like, Scrackle, do you want me to bring it to where you want it?
No.
Alright. Just an
No.
offer. And then I'll go join the rest of the group in the house. That was all I wanted to do right now.
So,
Wow, you're not gonna look for any letters here? Okay.
I'm not gonna look for any letters in Scrakehol's cave.
Hey, you know, some maybe Odra. Maybe
Paris,
Odra.
Paris, I don't want to know. I don't
Okay.
want to know.
Alright.
What this dude is up to at night.
Ebb would have spent the 4 hours that he was awake, and you all spent sleeping outside doing. Is it called interval training, where it's just high intensity, low intensity, right?
I believe
Anyway.
so, yeah.
Anyway, doing that, is there any place nearby that you can find and comfortably, like, where he won't disturb anyone with his nighttime slashes of blade and moving around?
I mean, there's plenty of space throughout most of the enclave. Like,
Very well.
people are not going to disturb you unless you're standing like right outside their house.
In which case, Ebb will do it here and there. And will probably be returning when Zarius is as well.
Very well.
Guys,
Party. What? What?
what?
Guys, what?
I said nice.
I heard guys.
Well, I didn't say guys, I can tell you that.
He said women.
Individuals.
So,
If, yeah. Ebb would likely be outside when you're walking back, so he'll. Good morning. You're up
good morning.
bright and early.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it early. It's normal time.
Hmm.
Well, Mom used to call it duty time, which I found really funny as a child, but it's duty time.
Duty time.
I'll
Duty
remember
time.
that. It's
My mom-
definitely
My mom was a
the time
guard.
to get things done.
Yeah, Mom was a guard, so she had to be up early to protect the city. What are you doing? Oh, besides, you not having to sleep as much.
It just wrings out a bit of his hair. It's both damp from the just taking a quick dip and just the moisture in the air. I was recuperating a bit, moving around.
Well, Queen at your hand. Gotta figure that today, maybe. Soon.
Oh, have a think about that. But let's see if the others are awake. I would quite enjoy sitting down, having a drink with everyone if they don't mind.
Victoria should be, but yeah, let's get some breakfast. And then Sarius. Oh wait, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I can wait until you say your thing.
Oh no, Sarius would walk in and then just be the biggest asshole and just grab his cello and just make one loud note.
I see.
Oh,
Yeah, Vittorio, he was in the midst of getting up. You know, it's a bit. Yeah, 'cause he's usually up bright and early, but he probably for once drank a little bit more than he should have because yes,
Nice.
He
Which
will.
is a lot because you have 20 con.
yeah.
yeah,
2
Just
kegs, maybe
barrels.
3.
he generally
The tavern is closed. We ran out of beer.
Yeah, I mean, generally speaking, you know, Victoria's not much for getting shit faced. You know, he enjoys the drink, and he can handle a lot of drinks. It's just normal for him, I guess. But yeah, no, he probably had a little bit more than usual because he was, I don't know, yeah, not feeling appreciated and alone. Not that he would outwardly say that, but hey.
Teenager stuff, you know.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, no, he hears that loud cello single tune as he's like getting ready. He's like, "Ugh. Do you have to do that now?"
Well, that was to get everyone up. Sarius yells. I don't know if he yelled that or
Yeah.
downstairs.
He's like up the stairs, like, and if we were already up,
Don't sound like it.
fuck you. I'm coming downstairs.
No thanks, Vittorio.
Mm. And he'll be making his way downstairs.
You look like you've had a bit too much yesterday. Tosses you water skin.
Tries to grab it. It's like, yeah, I suppose I did. I guess for once there wasn't a crisis around the corner, so that was a good evening either way. I'll have some water and sit down.
Bryce and I had some fun.
I was thinking of heading towards the tavern, grabbing something. Usually a drink, for me at least, got rid of the last night's grogginess.
We have our own food.
Uh-huh.
Darius, this is a chance for me to go to a tavern. Not done that in a while.
Suppose so, though he looks around the room. Is Tokas still sleeping upstairs?
He's not in the house.
Yeah,
Oh,
Toka's not here.
Oh, I see. Unbelievable. He like looks around like did Togas make it back? Or did he spend the night with his hot date?
Or, he pulled a Renwin.
Well, I don't think he's actually. Well, I was gonna say I don't think he's foolish enough to do a thing like that, but then again, he does like to do foolish things.
Yeah, also, I didn't think Renwin was a fool to do that, but I guess what I saw.
What sort of thing did Renwin do?
walk into the forest without anyone else.
A forest that was full of undead.
Yeah.
That is an unfortunate idea.
I would say so. He, well, a long story short, he's sort of all right. Something to do with old elven magic and some people who found him, and they're gonna try and get him home. It's not really himself anymore, I suppose, but part of him. But
It was strange.
yeah, well, at least he's not dead, so that's something. In
That's for sure.
any case, well, if Tokas isn't here, God fucking damn it.
We know.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just an eve. It's just a day.
Yeah, well, I kind of wanted to drag our two people in need of medical attention to the person who can actually give them medical attention.
I mean,
Eb looks around like he doesn't know who you're talking about.
He's like, yes, you're one of the two people that needs medical attention.
Can you
wait
quickly
a
check your
minute.
DM?
Can I do what?
Can you quickly check your DM? No, please continue, everyone.
So Cyrus is like, I hope they didn't do the nasty. How would he explain all the eyes?
It's normal for gnomes.
Cyrus looks genuinely worried. By the way, he's like, what?
Do you think it is hereditary? Says this is Vasily from a distant corner.
Ah, no. We end up with all the rat people again, like the family we found in the devil place. Good. I hope not. I don't want to see all kind of little tokuses with like eyes everywhere.
Hopefully not.
I hope he had a lovely evening. It looks like he could use a bit less books and a bit more socializing at times.
I didn't get the chance to talk to him about it, but what he did in the in at the anti magic tablet. Now the magic. Sorry, that looks really proud of himself as he says that.
I'm still surprised we managed to get her back in there and close it.
Yeah, that's what we do. Save the world, baby.
One unfortunate event at a time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's fine if we give everyone some time. I mean, is it a medical emergency? Like, no one's dying.
Yeah, of course. No one's dying, okay?
Well, I for one find getting out there doing things to be a great way to heal. Eb sort of bounces out the balls of his feet. My leg, for instance, I was out and about tonight, and I think I've got that under control.
Mm-hmm. Victoria just kind of rubs his temple. Like, you know, I was gonna give you and Tokas half the day, and then I'm gonna drag you over there so that you both get checked out. Okay, that sound good?
As long as we spend the first half doing something enjoyable, like.
I mean, what is our plan?
That's why I want to get those two checked out. Considering if, well, to quote Tocast, he wasn't too keen on going into Grafendam until he figured out what the fuck is wrong with him. And we have some, well, some of us have business to do in Grafendam, so it
I
would
was
be
thinking,
good.
seeing as you're here now, I was thinking, I want to grow as an artist. You know, do you think I could do that in Grafenam?
Spoiler, no.
I'm certain you can do that anywhere.
And there's a different thing I want to try. But seeing as I want to be upfront with all of you anyway, I want to try and make. It is going to sound strange, but I want to research about making new magic.
What does that have to do with being an artist? What?
Well, that's the thing. So remember when we were fighting the remember when we were fighting the Judicati or the Angel of Irons?
Mm,
Do you remember the song I sang?
the one about the maker, yeah.
Well, it wasn't one about the Maker. It was one about the Angel of Irons. But it's the same poem I did yesterday. That one.
Oh.
Last time I did it with when we were fighting the Angels of Irons, it manifested a power, like magic, like a spell. I was wondering if I could do that in the form of dance and song more than like an intricate spell, like a big one. I want to see if there's things like that. That's why I want to research anyway. I'm not going to immediately do it. I want to see if that exists or is possible.
Well, can't say I can help you much with that. And,
But no, I just wanted to inform, so we all know what we are all doing. Main goal is advancing in my music career, though. After yesterday, I really want to.
It was a great performance. I was surprised.
I like. It's what I originally did, and it's what I like doing. So I want to.
Well, I'm glad being an adventurer that didn't stop you from doing more of it then.
I've written plenty of songs. One for the Shepherd of Souls. One I'm currently still working on that is going to be about the Herald of Shadow. It's one I've been writing since ever we left. Since before we became a group, really.
I heard you use a name, right? Something
Me,
grows.
yeah. I am. Well, that's one I picked out here. I am the Withered Rose, but we all kind of we brainstormed on it, and everyone helped me. So it's kind of our artist name. Yeah, I think we should take some time and figure out the things you want to figure out.
Well, yeah, we're going to have just again like rubs his temple. Like, this don't make the biggest of plans. We're going to get the research notes, hopefully, within maybe a 10-day, a little bit less, maybe, but yeah, about a 10-day, and then we can look into that. Maybe it even has the location of Corvillia's own vault and not, the place we found. Then, well, while we're figuring out stuff about Corvillia and all of that, we're also gonna have to pick up something to earn some more money. In the meantime.
Yeah, I'm running a little bit low.
Yes, I'm afraid. From what I saw, what I had previously isn't quite worth as much anymore.
Didn't Vincent give you anything? I have the feeling Vincent was quite rich. Paid us a lot of money to find you.
I can make my own money. That's fine.
Yeah, you see, it's usually the son that asks money to the dad, not the opposite.
Exactly. Besides, I owe you for the ticket as well, so I need to
No,
get something to pay you back.
no, no, I don't. It's fine.
Hmm.
Sure, Vincent would have paid for you if I wasn't faster. Anyway, I'll just have a nice, relaxing morning, and hopefully Tokus will strut in at some point.
The door opens. There's a gnome in there with a backpack.
There he
Flinches
is.
for a second. Everyone is awake.
Everyone just looks at you.
Mm.
Found him. I feel like Tokus would 10 out of 10 be the person that always sleeps in out of this group. Like he's always
Nah,
the
he's-
last one.
He's usually up awake, but this time came home very late. Opens the door, sees everyone awake. It's like, oh, good morning. I see everyone's already up on their feet.
We were worried
Mhm.
sick about you, Tokas.
It's
Sorry.
you, Ed.
Yeah, you can say that he does it very sarcastically. Like he does it at like a mom waiting for their child to come home. Type of
Yeah,
posture.
fucking
Hope you slept well.
not a lot, but the little that I did, yes.
Why didn't you sleep, Tokas?
Well, things, you know, Doris. Different things.
There are many books to read, I assume.
So many.
There were a lot. There were a lot of schematics and projects and other different things. It was quite informative, I have to say.
I'm sure it was.
Mm.
We were
Get them.
thinking about heading to the tavern for a bit. You
I
want to join?
blink.
Get your
Mm.
eyes checked out.
In the morning? At the tavern?
No, the checking up will be at Artelvin. Just, well, you were not here. As for the tavern, and he kind of looks over at Eb. I technically only agreed to that because Tokas wasn't here yet, but sure.
We can do it later then.
Is anyone here really that much of a drinker?
Vittorio is. Zarius grins.
I blink. Did you drink too much?
I might have had a bit too much yesterday, yes, but that's fine. He stands up. Can we just get you to medical? Yes, please. Just grab your stuff and let's get to Artelvin so he can actually have a proper look at the both of you. One of you has been in prison for 50 years and we found you malnourished and injured, and the other one has weird eyes growing on him. Can we just... Then he gestures towards the door.
I have already received great medical attention, but very well.
Good.
Let us go meet this Ardelvin.
And Tokas?
Yes, I just need to put down my stuff. And I'll be with you.
Lastly, are you going to
Alright.
come with them, Lawrence, or are you guys just going to stay here?
Sully glances over at Lawrence. Yeah, we
Was
will
it a-
come.
Who is in a coma because he got all his blood
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah, we will come.
Wait, are you two in the...
I look at Zarius. My eyes say don't.
No, yeah, Zarius already stopped mid-sentence.
They already said they're coming, Zarius.
No, never mind.
Then that is perfect. I'm
Let's
just gonna
go.
get ready. Give me a few minutes.
Mhm.
Eb winks at you, Zarius.
Hmm?
Let's go.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm not gonna drink anything. Let's go see the aftermath of the festival. Let's hope it's not too bad.
Everything blew up. There's the fire to the ground. Everything is burnt,
How
collapsed.
did you guys
Um,
miss it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're too drunk.
Amber, I assume let me rephrase. I hope Delphine is in the tower.
Nope.
Yeah, why wouldn't she be?
Okay, good.
Delphine, who's also found a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I would.
Can you imagine? Oh my god.
Can you imagine how dead that man will be after?
She's a very pretty young girl. I'm sure there's some young men who are interested.
Oh, I mean,
They also know that she lives together with the 7 dwarfs, so like, you know.
I think
Ugh.
that wouldn't even be the problem. They would just know that that her dad is a witcher, and I mean that's fucking enough.
They're like, oh no,
She's
she's one of them, law of surprise children.
It's
Best be
also
careful with those.
it's also the fact that she walks around with wolves, you know. So maybe you bring her on like a tiny little date at the play park, and she comes with 3 fucking big wolves.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, if she's here, Victoria will just mention to her, we'll go and find her and be like, later today, kid, when back after having gone to Ardalvin to let Tokas and Ed get checked out and whatnot, we should have a little talk about and this is me looking in my notes trying to remember the names of Halbjorn's wolves.
I actually have them in my notes too, but I don't think
Shish
we have the
and
same
Bob.
names. No, we don't have the same names. I guarantee it.
Aren't they
I
in
have
companions?
Luna and Nova.
Yeah, well, I'm looking for their quote unquote real names.
Silver Nose in Wet Grass, or Luna, is
Yeah.
the smaller of the 2 sisters, and Nova is Red Eyes of the Loud Water.
Water. Yes, you're right. I also have that. It's in my notes.
I
Mhm.
see. Wait, that just went in one side of my brain and out the other.
Silver Nose in
Silver
Wet
Nose
Grass.
in
It's
Wet
under
Grass.
tokens, you can read them there.
Oh.
If you go to Sidekicks, Companion Sidekick folder, you have Luna, Nova, and then Dark Paws under a Moonlit Sky.
Oh yeah, it's true. Okay, thank you.
Useful.
Yes.
You're welcome.
He's like, we should talk about Silver Nose and Wet Grass and Red Eyes of the Loud Water. Well, that's what we're gonna talk about later. But let's
So we're
just.
already talking now.
He's like, his fucking semi-hungover brain is like, wait, why did I do this now? And he's like, okay, fine, we'll talk about it now. Look, those 2 were Albjorn's wolves. I mean, they're their own wolves, but you know what I mean. It's they're not yours, really.
Of course, they're not mine.
Yeah, and I know that you know that as well, as much as the dark paws under a moonlit sky is your friend and not yours, as it were. But what I'm trying to get at is I noticed how much money you have been having to spend on those 2 after Halbjorn got taken away. And well, I figured we're gonna hopefully go into Grafendam soon, a couple of days maybe. Have some things to do. I was gonna take you with, And, well, don't you think that those two would be happier actually outside and not in a cave?
I would be happier outside too, but this is the way things are.
Yeah, that's true. But
But it's not forever, right?
well, no, we're not gonna be here forever. It's true. But look, you can do what you want with your money and all that. That's fine. That's how we've been doing it. But going over how much it costs to actually make sure they are fed properly, that's a lot of money. And you're also doing it for dark pool. I mean, how about you ask the both of them? They'd they'd be happier to well, get let out outside of Graffendam near the forest. Or, if I don't even know if the rest of the Dreamlanders are even still here, or if they packed up and gone. Otherwise, you could always bring them there. Though, as far as I know, Halbjorn was the only one who cared about them.
As if they were pets, yes.
I mean, yeah, he had a way of doing things, I suppose.
Delphine looks down for a moment. And then back up.
Mm-hmm.
If they choose to stay outside, then I will stay outside with them.
That's not really. That's not really a good idea.
It is not a good idea for them to be alone outside either.
Well, they wouldn't be alone. They'd have each other.
Are we present in this conversation? I'm just sorry, I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, I mean, that depends on where Delphine was, I guess, in the tower. If she was with us in the room, then yeah.
How the
Right.
Delphine's to the more observant of you people, Delphine's fist like clenches slightly.
Like the meme.
Arthur meme.
Wow.
Well,
Delphine.
there
Okay.
is a biological problem as wolves hunt in packs, and these two examples of them have been living with us for a while. Not sure they'd be accepted much else. We would have to find a suitable pack for the both of them, and then be sure that they integrate well enough that they can hunt and survive on their own. Two
But
elves
their
alone,
friends killed their family.
that is also.
There's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah, I suppose that is true. Delphine, do you have a plan on how to feed them once you won't have any money to do so?
He shrugs. I wouldn't have to if we could be outside.
But what if you can't?
Well, I think we should ask her a more important question. Or, well, more ourselves, not her. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Delphine? If they stay, you want to stay with them, right?
He blinks her 8 ends, like trying to catch up. It takes a few seconds. I don't want them to be alone outside. You said that we don't have to stay here forever, so I could wait.
Well,
Yeah.
if you have the resources to keep them fed until we leave this place, then I believe there is no issue.
I look at Vittorio like that is Zarius clearly like worried. He's like, I mean, she knows how to survive out there.
How much does wolf feed cost?
It is
The
very.
feed itself is very expensive.
No, I'm just
These-
wondering how much she spends a day for these wolves.
Much as she spends on or like as much as a person, because these are medium-sized creatures.
yeah.
So rations, pretty much.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That is 4 silver piece a day.
Yeah. But it's all right.
No, homie, a ration is not
Yeah.
2 silver pieces.
Ration is 5, and there's 3
5
wolves.
Yo!
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo!
And
Yeah.
1.5 gold per day.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I thought it was like, it's 2 pounds, not 2 silver pieces.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ.
pounds.
Market
These are the same
inflation.
Mm.
So I was like, this is fine. 5 seconds later, this
the-
is not fine. We are in a financial crisis.
That's where he, yeah, because Cyrus said, oh, yeah, she can take care of herself. He's like, I don't really think that's the issue here. Just shouldn't have to stay outside with 3 wolves.
I mean,
What do you mean?
Vittorio, yeah, I think you're saying it have to, but you like that, right? Hopefully.
He nods. I like
Victoria,
it here too, because you guys are here. But
Victoria just gives Darius a look that basically says,
Are you going against me?
well, yeah, sort of, I guess. He also gives that to
Good.
TaleChasers because of what he said before.
says you're
Thumbs up.
girl bossing too close to the sun.
My inside is not big enough.
Oh
And my
no!
charisma is
Manipulate,
even
mansplain,
lower.
manslaughter.
So thumbs up.
I mean,
Oh no!
It's alright. I don't see any issue here. Beautiful morning here.
Let's just have this conversation later then, like I wanted to in the first place. And figure out what to do later. Let's get to Artelvin and get that done.
Alright.
All right. I'm gonna go a quick 2-minute break. I need to use the toilet.
I'll have you DM you something as well, Ember.
Very well. I'll take this
Ember's
one,
already
uh,
DMing something.
I updated the lucky loot with some active tiles, so you have the thing, but you guys are gonna go the Arwolfin. But you know what? This is a nice scene, so we're just gonna go to the scene while I go on a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you
Vittorio,
here? Go away.
Vittorio,
Uh-huh.
can we talk a bit in private, sort of, while we're walking?
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask why it is so upsetting?
Why? What is so upsetting?
Well, while we're talking about Delphine staying outside, you
Uh-huh.
don't really hide that how you feel about what people say very well.
Oh, you mean how I looked at you and without words told you, what the fuck are you saying? Because I didn't want to hide that. As for Delphine, why the fuck would I be fine with her staying outside in the forest with 3 wolves outside of Graffendam while we are in here almost a day's travel away?
Well, isn't that how she was raised?
They
Like,
had a small village in the forest.
Where those are the things she learned, right? She knows how to survive in the wild better than I think almost every one of, if not every one of us.
I don't doubt any of her skills. In fact, she might be better at some things than I am. And I encourage her to use those skills, but I'm not gonna send her out into the forest alone with wolves. Alright? Not when we have to travel roughly a day to get to where she would be. Probably even more.
Sorry, squints for a bit. It's like, that the only reason?
And what would the other reason be?
Well, I had to think about it. But isn't that kind of what she enjoys? That, I want to say lifestyle, but I don't think that really fits. But that's based on what she's saying. I was almost worried that what she meant with staying with them meant not just for when we were not there. Because, I don't want to lose her. But also,
I
get what I mean?
get what you mean. I don't think she has any intention of leaving us anytime soon.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We should talk with her about what she wants. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I suppose we should. Trying to do things a little bit at a time. I noticed that she had been spending a lot of money trying to feed Albion's wolves after he got taken away. So I thought I'd address that. Considering she's not really earning any money currently, because we haven't really taken her with, because we've gone to very dangerous fucking places as of late.
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of what I mean. Like, we don't take her with, we let her stick inside. I mean, I guess I sort of agree somewhat with what Lawrence said. We need to make his decision and stick with it. And I'm not saying we should dump her off anywhere. That's not what I'm saying at all. But no, if what's better for her, you know?
Uh huh. And right now, what is best for her is sticking around with us, learning some more things.
Yeah, but is that being in this cave? I mean, she's stronger than even with the things she's learned. She can take on like she's better than some guards I know or used to know. I mean, I want to say three big ass wolves, but it's more like 2.5 big ass wolves.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why you're trying to convince me of this. I'm well aware of what she's capable of.
Then why don't I'd say then why don't you believe in what she's capable? You say you're aware, but she says she can do this, then why not give her a shot?
Because, again, we're going to be over a day's away and no means of contact. Like, I don't. If we were
Or,
staying in Graffendam and she wanted to go out in the forest, sure. Why the fuck not? But we're not staying in Graffendam, we're staying in the Enclave.
no, Why not see if she could?
Yes, and what
No,
happens
I
if
mean, I don't mean let her alone, but send someone with her. I mean, what? We're gonna have to wait a month before Vincent returns, knowing his things, or a 10-day at least.
Yeah, I suppose we'll see how long that's gonna take.
Why not stick with her for a bit, just to see?
Depends. Because we need to figure out our plans going forward. I don't. He just pinches his nose bridge. He's like, am I the only one who, like, we're waiting on these fucking research notes. We said we were going to go back in a month to this place, and we need to do actual fucking research into what this person supposedly did or didn't do, so we can decide if we're going to let them out and hope that they won't be pissed off enough they're just gonna try and kill us because we locked them up again, or if we're going to let them just rot in there because, they're part of the fucking Black Star, they're evil, and we definitely shouldn't let them out.
There's kind of looks like, yeah, those are things we need to do, but she's important too. You know,
I Are you
I know, I
telling
get
are
what
you
you're,
are
I
you
get what
telling me that I don't consider her important? Is that it?
No, that's not what I mean, but we spend so much of our time fighting every single world danger out there because we seem to be the only ones doing something. Sometimes it's okay to make the choice for us. Every time we've done something, right? Every time we've done something, you've been on the research, you've been doing this and that. Let us do something now. I'll force Vasily and Lawrence if I have to. I look at Vasily and just squint. I don't know if it's Amber's back yet.
Stop fucking looking at me.
I'm just saying you're going to help us read books
Why?
so that Vittorio can do something important to him.
Vasily squints at you. I don't know about this.
I'm basically saying Vittorio is always the one researching for all the things we need to do, so we take the wheel so he can do something that he needs to do.
Wow. Okay.
We're a party. At least I think. Sorry, it's kind of like.
Yeah, we will figure out what we need to do once we go forward. All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate your. You make the. It makes a grimace. I guess it's like your concern, but yeah, we'll figure things out. All right.
Yeah. Just think about it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, I thought we were already in the Lucky Loot, but now it's switching map again.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to Artelvin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's
are
Arnold.
going to Art event,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So.
But I put it on the Lucky Loot because the ambience is nice.
Yeah, but like now I
Yes.
just put on the Deep Delvers Enclave.
Okay,
Let's go.
Let's go. Zoom.
No.
Yeet.
Where's the little party token? It's all the way over.
It's down there.
The little party token falls off the plate of spaghetti.
God damn.
All right. You and the whole gang rock up to Artelvin's place. The door is closed.
Kick the door. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Roll a monster card.
Oh, we're playing Munchkin now. I
Oh, we're playing Munchkin now.
see. Is there an... Actually, no. I'm just gonna knock on the door.
Oh.
Well. After a few moments.
It was a mimic. It takes d6 damage.
Few moments. One of Ardelvin's nieces opens the door. I need to double check which ones they are again.
I mean, just yell, "Sup, Arnovan, oh man!"
We don't do that.
No, we do not. Definitely not.
I think Vittoria recognized them, but the one he has studied with is Lorna, I think.
A quick question. They've got elven blood, right?
All dark elves.
They are dark elves.
Which
Family!
No, they're not yours.
Which is also one of the reasons why Vittoria was like, okay, let's get Eb over here.
Eb runs away
What
with the
did you say your
children.
name was,
The one that's been training Victorian painters supplies is Lona.
I can't remember how I spelled this.
Well, I don't know if I assume that the spelling I have is probably incorrect. But here you go. It's in Foundry.
I guess I didn't write. Very well. It's not her. It's her younger sister.
Baylona.
Of course.
Not himself. Hmm.
All right. She stares up at all of you.
Hi.
It smiles.
Ardolphin, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Have two patients for him.
She steps aside, like opening a door further, and like points, with their arm, the direction of the cloth that separates the living area from Ardolvin's workspace.
Give her
Through
a
there.
nod. Victoria gives her a nod, like, And we'll head on inside.
Thank you kindly. I will follow.
Those will simply nod and just walk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Making your way over through the hallway past the cloth, you'll soon find yourselves standing in Ardolvin's kind of hospital room, kind of herbalism, pharmaceutical place, which again is separated by partial walls and cloths from one another. He's currently bent over a mortar and pestle, grinding away at a brown pasty substance. His ears twitch slightly, and he turns to face all of you. And immediately they lay like almost flat, like an unamused dog.
Hi.
And his mouth pulls back into that typical Ardolvin, like stiff upper lip, slightly pursed.
Don't worry, Arlwin. It's only 2 patients.
Well, I mean, and not in as bad as the previous patient we brought in.
No, that's fair enough.
You
Oh,
people bring me an awful lot of patience. What is it today?
I'll just gesture towards both Eb and Tokas.
Someone needs a hand and someone needs their eyesight checked.
Well, I
Wow.
thought we were talking about my concussion.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that.
Concussion, malnourishment, all of that.
If small towards Hardelvin. Quick question. With my elven skills of racial profiling, does this
Did you just say the most racist thing?
What did you just say?
with my elven skills of racial profiling, does it appear Ardelvin is more or less like a full-blooded dark elf, like tall, bold features?
Yes, he is most assuredly a full-blooded dark elf.
In fact, he has his whole 4 liters of blood. Has lost a single drop.
A little bit more than 4 liters.
Yeah, because he's like 7 foot 1,000.
You need to be like tall.
Yeah, you need to be told to contain all that blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Tokus walks up. And then you're probably along with Eb. That would be me and him. We are indeed here for a little bit of a health checkup, so to say. I guess something of that sort.
Quale Fenotia at your service.
Ardalvin's jaw tightens.
Doesn't like eyes. He's squeamish.
I am more than familiar.
Damn.
Size. Narrow a bit for a second. But he smiles. Now, come now. It is always a pleasure to see someone of our kin so far from home.
Cannot say the same.
Mm. Oh, well, I'll
If
do
you are
my
here
best.
in her name, I will kindly show you the door. Otherwise, you can get on the table.
Blink.
It does a small, slightly over the top curtsy. In that case, I hope you have a lovely evening. And I hope you treat Doc as well. Ep starts
I'll look
walking
at the
towards the
man.
door.
It's like,
Despite Ardalvin's impassive appearance, a slight furrow, like a small little scrunch, appears above, like near the top of his nose.
as as Eb is in the midst of turning around and heading through the door, Troy's like, and how about you get that checkup and make sure everything's all right with your head and body?
I wouldn't want to impose on anyone.
I see. He just mumbles something about he Yeah, he mumbles something about like, well, first it's a normal elf who doesn't want to deal with the dark elf, and then it's a dark elf who doesn't want to deal with the dark elf. That's fantastic.
All
Well,
this dark elf stuff's getting real complicated.
Sort of places a hand on your shoulder. I'm used to walking these things off. It's fine.
you know,
That's-
if we had met you under any other circumstances, I would probably have agreed with you, but right. No, I guess in the end, that's up to you. Not gonna strap you down to a bed and get you
Sal
shook up.
sneakily pulling out manacles from the backpack.
Um, turns his body back towards Ardelvin a bit. It is not my business why you are, where you are, what you're, why you're not interested in the family. Besides, looks at what was it, nieces, I guess? If they're still here.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like you have people of your own to care for. And that's not something I want to put any pressure on.
For someone as astutely insightful as Lawrence, he can see the micro tensions in Ardalvin at the mention of his nieces.
I would like to imagine that Vittorio notices that as well. Not because he's as insightful, but because that's literally what happened last time when
Yeah, I was about to say we know with Mazzotti.
Yeah.
Like Arlovin. Look, I don't. If you don't want to beat him, that's fine. But I think the easiest way for him to get out of here as soon as possible, if you just check up on him.
I am not obligated to do such a thing.
No, but I'm just asking, please.
The answer is no, Zarius. And I will show you the door too if you share his sentiments.
I don't know what his sentiments are. So no.
All right. Well, this is fantastic. All right. You have one patient then, I suppose, and I'll deal with that other thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Squints at you, Zarius.
Zarius just kind of looks awkwardly. He's like, because it was mentioned that like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's the family is right. What was being said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Sounds like a mob.
I mean, it like Zarius will sort of connect the dots, and then almost sort of you'll see a mood switch happen, and almost sort of like understanding to Ardovan, and yeah, it just kind of shuts up. It's like
Yeah. TaleChasers doesn't say anything about this. Just wait until the whole debacle is over between the elves.
Meanwhile, Togas is trying to climb on the normal people-sized table, like
Wow.
Literally. Grabs a stool. Damn it.
there's like the
Max
sound of like
grasp. Bring me up.
as wood is like sliding across wood as Togas is moving the stool in this tense silence.
For sure doesn't have the tact.
Before Ebb steps out the door, he just turns back towards Ardelvin. I hold no ill will towards someone who walks their own path. Besides, I think the profession of a medicar is a kindly one. Good evening. Well, good morning. And he steps out and closes the door.
Nice. Well, no, not really.
Anyone
Let's
else?
see what's wrong with you.
Yes, that'll be me. I guess you guys can wait here or can do whatever you need to do. I'm not sure how much it will take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll go in the patient wing of this one-story house.
The patient bed.
I'll see you in the east wing later. Takes
Literally
2 steps to the left.
disappears. Oh,
You can go on the inside.
I'll go on the inside.
He pulled out a little like wooden block that has a piece of paper on it. It's this clipboard. It doesn't have a clip though. That was not invented yet. Sorry.
Damn.
It's just a board.
Damn.
But there's like a little sliding thing on the top.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
so you can like hold the paper in place.
Nice, nice. It's knifed to the table.
No. Imagine like nailing it to the fucking wood.
I could
every time.
imagine some like fucking like black market doctor like writes your stuff on a piece of parchment and it whoosh, stabs him into the piece of wood.
What seems to be the problem?
It's one of the most esoterical nature. I removed my garb, but I still have the bandages.
Mhm.
It's been a few days at this point. I've grown these signs of a malignant presence, I guess I could describe them as. I have no idea of any natural things that cause these symptoms, but we know that it's not exactly a positive thing. You should probably not look straight into them because I think it does something weird. And as I say that, I start undoing the bandages.
Gross. You know, you remind me of my patron, Tokus.
Yeah, I'm him. Larius?
Because you feel a strange, like, gooey pressure being released
Yeah, I bet.
as the closed eyes are revealed.
Yep.
After a few moments, they slowly, almost blearily, blink open, revealing their milky pupils and irises. And they begin gazing around the room. Before settling upon Ardalvin.
Tell me if he has to roll a save.
Instant
tell.
death save. Save or die.
Hope not.
We're
Oh,
forced
yeah.
out of a town. This time your fault.
Damn.
You have to make save.
Well, I can't help him.
Are you sure?
Quite sure.
I love how you're like, please tell me if he has to make a save, and they're like, well, I can't help him.
I don't make the rules, my guy.
Don't
Let's see.
don't you have the thing from the level up for this or no?
It doesn't work on magical things.
Oh.
Only specifically spells.
Only if you know what the spell is.
And if you know the spell, if it's
Fair.
spell is.
I don't know if you have to know it exactly, but whatever. Let's make that save, Ardalvin. No. This. Yes. What is the DC? Oh. Oh.
Oh, He just instantly fucking perishes.
Yeah, he's a. Oh my god, Ardelvin. Why?
Oh, what the
I
fuck?
hope the DC wasn't 10.
I mean, I hope it doesn't fucking matter what the DC was.
It's karma for pushing away a patient in need.
No,
What
I
can
am I am completely behind Ardovid with that decision,
A little
based
bit,
on
yeah.
this little context that I have.
Oh, wow. Can't believe you hate Ebb.
What happens, Ember?
No,
How
I
many
hate-
times
I
does
hate
Arlevin
Amber.
stab me in the abdomen?
He just goes mad.
No, comes in and stabs me. Throat.
Ardelvin looks at the eyes
Bro, no.
and studies them for a moment. And then he begins asking you questions about your condition, how long you've had this.
Yeah. I'll tell him, been like a couple of days. Doesn't hurt, I think. Kind of weird. I haven't really drank any corrupted juice or made pact with evil lords or traded my soul for magical powers. None of
Hey.
that.
Hey, you say that, but that didn't happen to me.
None of that. Did none of the following. Just, I've been stabbed by spiders with sword legs to death, almost. Almost been mauled by a lightning bullet to death. I got a vision from Corvillia, the daughter of death.
And there's only 4 of them.
Of the eyes, yes.
He looks at your back for a moment at the huge fucking bruise that is blossoming there.
Yep. This thing has been also happening, like, I think it's been like 2 days or 3.
Ardelvin nods. And he prods around the area a little bit of the bruise to see like if it's tender at all. It feels a little bit tender, Tokas. Especially if he like puts pressure on some of the areas, almost like there's like a lump there.
Lumpy.
Very, very lumpy.
Rip.
Black Death.
Anything that you have been in contact with as of late?
Hmm.
Out of the normal.
Oh, that doesn't narrow it down a lot. Let's see. Yes, spiders of black steel. I think it was a shambling mound. That pudding thing. I've touched a shard of the heart of a ruined titan. I have been stabbed to death by these spiders, as in their legs were inside my abdomen. I got almost bitten to death by a bullet that lived in a den of bones. Then I met Corvillia, the daughter of death, and I fought Corvillia, the daughter of death. And I was near her for an extended period of time. I also fought a random dude, a cultist of sort, that when died came back to life from the corpse of one of his friends, and then turned into a bunch of snakes and slithered away into the ether. I have been contacted by something or someone that in my sleep told me things about Corvillia. That was when I woke up and I found out that I had these 4 pair of eyes. It was a very rough evening, I'm not going to lie. Then I recently removed a connection with a cursed artifact. I don't believe there's much else.
Not much else than this. All of these things.
There might be something else. I believe I was pierced by shrapnels of shadow steel at one point. Oh, then
Outside of that, it was a normal Tuesday, I swear, Ardovan.
we fought the Ratmen, and then there was the whole thing with the dragon, and then we went to Violet Falls, though my companions don't seem to have taken any kind of radiation from that location, so I am to believe that it's not as negative.
Ratmen.
Yeah, those that attacked the settlement. It was quite a bit ago, though.
Ardovan is scribbling away on his little clipboard. I was just informed that these clipboards exist since 1800, so we have clipboards. We have clipboard technology.
Nice. Yeah, Tokus also bring up that removing curses did not heal this ailment, and he also brought with him his entire inventory, which is 37 pounds of stuff, which is not a lot, but it has what he usually carries around if Audovin needs to inspect it.
I will ask you to lay it all out on one of the other tables.
Yeah, I'll do so. I'll lay it all out.
All right. Ardovan prods around in the pile for a while. Not really touching anything directly, like he's using his pencil to do it. His quill.
That's good. Smart.
Raises an eyebrow here and there. Scribbles more things down on his clipboard. And you carry this on you at all times.
Yeah, most of the times. Some things are secured into safe containers. Some others, well, some roughly loose.
These safe containers.
Hmm?
Tell me about these safe containers.
Well, for example, I have shards of blackstone that I have stored in little boxes of, I believe, this copper. I used to carry some pieces of shadow steel for experiments, but I decided to leave them home as I couldn't exactly do much with them at my current tools. Then most of the chemical and elemental items and objects that I recover from creature we slain or the environments we visit, I put them in vials and other boxes so that they may not be damaged through the travels.
The more I listen to this, the more surprised I am that this hasn't happened any sooner. So I was kind of
Ardovan stares at you for a moment, like impassively. And then his eyes widen slightly, and he blinks. He looks around him in an almost confused manner.
Oh no.
Where was I?
oh my god, you gave him fucking amnesia.
Hope not. I believe about the containers.
Container? Of what nature?
Safety protocols of every sort. Are you alright?
Yes, of course. I does like a shrug and Goes to check over his notes. And the pencil hovers there. I think there's something gravely wrong with you.
Yes,
Okay.
I have noticed. I hoped you might have an answer for this.
Middlevin turns his clipboard around, Tokas.
Yep.
And in his beautiful curly cursive writing, you see the following.
I know what it is.
Okay.
Oh God, you will regret what you have done. But it's Tokas specific.
I'm a little bit confused. It was also before we caged Corvilli.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking know what it is. Really, my guy. That's the way to go about it. Okay.
Wait, is it that?
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Well, I was thinking maybe the thing you were supposed to revive got pissed on you, pissed off, and it was like, "This is what you get, motherfucker."
It's one of the two theories. Okay, well, that's on his clipboard, right?
There's no notes there about your physical condition.
It's like, great. So I imagine this is not within your area of expertise.
Allow me to go over the facts again. Ardovin will once again subject you to physical examination,
I'll
and
repeat
then
the same thing
examine
I
your
said.
stuff.
I'll repeat the same thing I said.
His nose scrunches up when he looks at your stuff. These are not proper procedures. These are not the proper procedures for the safekeeping of such a material, he says,
I blink.
pointing with this quill at your copper box.
Perhaps it was a few millimeters short. I look at the box. I inspect it. I'm gonna make like a check to figure out what I did wrong.
Will tell you that you were awfully presumptuous in presuming that copper would help you.
Damn. I guess that's a problem.
Yes, he
It is
does
a
it
problem.
But I guess it's also not the Blackstone that did this. Or maybe it is.
So, is there a way
If
to
this
fix
is
it?
truly a result of your lack of proper PPE, as we call it,
PP.
personal protective equipment,
Nice, I'll remember that.
then there is nothing I can do for you.
Well, he looks at the paper clip and says, I am not sure anymore this is about my PPE. I feel like it's something else. I feel like there's someone else that has a gripe against me.
This is possible. Perhaps it is better that way. If you were to suffer from acute blackstone poisoning, then you will mutate until you die.
Well,
I
I
have
stopped
no
for a
cure.
second. Oh, well, that's not good. My bad. Well, let's hope that it's not that way. I'm going to seek more, more of a magically inclined counseling. Perhaps I can see if there's someone else that can help me out with the more abstract part of this ailment.
You might be able to find something in Grafendam.
Yes.
Ardovin, his jaw tightens for a moment. He says,
the dark elf them.
the nobility there spent their free time indulging themselves upon blackstone powder.
What?
Huh.
These dudes can't
Besides-
fucking snuff it.
Unless you know someone, you have the right connections, it could be very difficult for you to obtain a cure. It is very tightly regulated.
I would imagine so. But at least that is a hint. I will seek a bit more information about this before I try to retrieve a drag that perhaps will not cure the right ailment. But thank you very much.
Very well.
Well, Tokus, I might be able to suggest something.
Yes?
Well, this sounds weird, and don't take it in any wrong way. And you're going to, I swear, but don't take it in any wrong way. I can look into your soul.
Yes, I believe that wasn't the planned, the course of action that I was about to ask you. If this is some sort of more powerful curse than what Lawrence can lift, as I fear it might be, seeing that this points to the clip paper. I don't believe Blackstone would have any resentment towards me. I do believe that someone has vexed me in some sort of way.
Well, I'm not sure if I can see vexes. I can just see if there's something else in you. Like Caster.
I suppose one thing is equal to another.
That's
Although
the farmer, guys.
Yeah, of course it was Farmer Guy.
I mean, no, it's obviously Singe that sees us.
Yeah, of course.
It's Chase.
Sorry.
Imagine.
She's like, if I don't get him, nobody can have him.
No one gets him.
You will regret what you have done.
What's
Talking
that?
to Corvelia.
Nothing.
Well, all right. We should find a safe space somewhere.
Yes, well, I need to visit Ayani as well. She is acquainted with cursed objects, so she might be acquainted with curses as well.
Do you want me to look into you first or after? You might have more ground to stand on if you're talking to Yanni. You might,
Let's do it first,
Want
and
some of
after
that.
to see if she does something weird with me, because she's who she is.
Yeah. But if she was to do anything weird, I think. Weirdly enough, I think she's quite trustable because if she wanted to do weird shit, she probably would have already.
That is what I
Exactly
fear.
what they want you to think.
Yeah,
Mind
no,
trick.
that's right. I would never talk to her.
All right.
Right, well, where's that?
Once you guys are done, because that Victoria's been nice and waiting outside as opposed to Sarius, I guess.
Oh no, he's not. He was very interested, and at the same time, he's looked away the entire time.
Disgusting, but
You
also
better have looked away. I would have cranked your hand myself.
it's like a little accident, you can't look away.
Yeah, like you want to see
But-
what happened.
But yeah, when you guys come out, it's like, and what's the verdict?
Well, something sees him.
I believe it's a curse. I have two main contendants, one of which I hope is the one that vexed me, because the other I can't do anything about. I will go ask Ayani. She is well versed in the matter of these things, and with perhaps the right compensation or a promise of something else, I can have her counseling onto this matters.
Alright,
Vincent.
you think it's a curse?
Well, it could be poisoning from black steel, but I don't believe that black steel would make Heidelwin scribe on a piece of paper, I see you a handful of time, and then tell me that I will regret what I have done.
Like black steel or black stone?
Black stone, black steel. We have figured out that is not as bad as that.
Like he looks confused. Wait, Okay, now I'm getting confused. Is it Shadow Steel or Blackstone?
Blackstone, as I said.
Or then what? Why would you be under the effects of Blackstone?
Because I've been carrying it with me, and, well, I was a bit foolish to think that copper would keep the radiation away.
You've been carrying unrefined Blackstone on your person since
Well,
Nova
yes.
Stoya.
It is, I believe so, yes.
And how far is that range? Sorry, it takes a step like to the side.
Well, if you don't have eyes on you, that means that you're fine.
Yeah, I don't quite believe you, but
Okay.
that's quite stupid.
Yeah, so how about before anything else, we go and acquire some more storage and put that somewhere not close to anyone in the tower, and then we can go look into whatever it was you gonna look into, if
Focus.
this is a curse or just, yeah. I mean, I like
That would be good, yes.
he frowns. Like, I don't. You know what? No, I actually, I don't care. I suppose. So, guys, you're a very intelligent person.
That's
That-
a weird, that's a good place for a compliment, but I will take it.
yeah, very intelligent person. Even I would have figured out carrying that around, even in some sort of sealed container, was not a good idea. Yeah, I mean,
Well, that is what misunderstandings do to you. You
Yeah.
believe that you are in pure safety, but in truth, the danger lies right behind it.
Well, yeah, we should continue to look into this then a lot. Considering wouldn't want you to end up like the furry creatures we found that had been dealing with Blackstone over long periods of time.
Well, let us hope not.
All right. Anything else, Arnold, then, in terms of treatment, or?
There is some cure of some sort in Graffendom, but it will be a long process to acquire it. I believe it is used for nobility that enjoys the more simplified versions of the stone as a recreational drug.
Oh, yeah, I think Eric mentioned something about that. Yeah, sure. Once we're actually in Graffendam, I'll try and find Eric. Ask him if he knows something about that. I mean, he does. No, work. Yeah, sure. Let's call it work. He works for a noble house, so maybe that's something that can be done.
I'll see if Draxius knows someone that, well, owns a dose of this antidote.
Well, first I'm gonna have to look into you.
Well, yes, we're not going to Graffendom today, Zaris.
No, I know. Oh yeah, can you be there for that, Vittorio?
For what?
I'm going to look into Tokus' soul, like I did with Lawrence.
Oh, I'm sure that's gonna go great.
Yeah, I'm not, so that's why I want you to be there, just in case.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Let's let's get all of this sorted, and please get that Blackstone stashed somewhere in the tower where no one is.
I should look into a more safe way to carry it around, but for the time being, I should probably leave it outside of one's reach.
Yeah, I would say that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
If you look around, Ebb is by this river near the waterfall. He's squatting down. He somehow managed to catch a fly and is feeding it to a fat toad that he found.
I see.
Is
Shut
that
up.
okay?
It's also
No, he falls in the river and gets carried away. He falls
Well-
in a pit. Goodbye.
Well, I was just gonna say this. The drop, as the name implies, that's a hell of a drop.
Oh,
Just 100
Yeah.
feet.
cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty big ass drop.
But yeah, if he's over there, Victoria's like, okay. Well, yeah, let's take care of all of this. I'll let them know we are gonna. Yeah, I'll keep looking into this. See what we can do. Honestly, I don't know what the fuck it is with dark elves and other dark elves and elves and other dark elves.
I don't want to know.
Have you thought to ask them instead of just, questioning everything
Well,
all
that's-
the
Well,
time?
sometimes every time we ask
Well-
them, they always
Whoa,
postpone
Baron,
it.
you're here.
Yes,
It was a
Vasily.
year.
You told me
I
to come
have-
along with you.
I
You
know.
asked me to come to
I
this boring
No,
meeting.
No,
have-
I asked if you wanted to.
I thought we were going to do something more interesting than stand around.
Uh-huh. That's fantastic. I mean, if you don't want to spend time with us, that's fine, Baron.
Not what I'm saying, Vittorio. You're just complaining about the dark elves. Just ask them. They are, in fact,
Yes,
just
they
normal,
are, in fact.
living creatures that
Yes.
you can communicate
Can you
with
imagine
using.
that? Yes,
them-
it's
using
almost
the medium
like
of
I was
speech.
going to talk with
Shut
Arnoldin
up.
at some point about him.
Can you, not
and his
talk over me so
family.
loudly and
Uh-huh.
raise your voice at me?
Can you maybe not use your annoying tone?
Ebb from the edge of the river. I can hear you, you know. You're talking very loudly.
Uh-huh.
Natalie squints at you. That is my normal tone. Go fuck yourself, Vittorio.
No. How
He
about
walks
you?
away.
How about
He
you?
walks
Fuck
away.
yourself.
Come
He
on,
walks away
guys.
without
What-
saying anything.
Why is everyone so pissed? What the fuck?
I don't know. That just really annoyed me.
That's usually how they talk.
No, that was worse. They had a fight. I'll go after the Baron. Just Togus, you coming with?
Ebb is walking over. Like, how about we all go? And looks at Mitaru and let's make up and be all buddy-buddy.
Sure. Let's go.
Mm. It's fine with stupid Baron, and then we can get on with trying to solve mutations and all of that stuff. That's great.
All right. Let's go. Fastly, wait up.
Not. Vasily can, in fact, walk very fast
Yeah,
when he
I
wants
thought it
to.
could.
He's very fast.
Well, do we all go back to the tower?
He's not at the tower. He's going to the meadow.
Fastly, will you be all right? Lawrence, can you please go with him, maybe?
Fuck off.
No, Lawrence, not me. I'd gladly come with, but I don't think you'd appreciate my presence.
I think Lawrence will go with him.
Ebb speed walks after, just to have a few words.
What is it with elves and just sprinting all the time?
When he gets closer, so thank you for. Well, I didn't catch all of it, but it seemed like you were being very kind.
The Baron turns to you ever so slightly. I don't think so.
Ebb smiles a sly smile. Of course.
I was simply stating the truth. It's not my fault that Vittorio has a board in front of his head.
Well, would certainly appreciate more of your reasonable company then, if you can put up with Vittorio a bit longer.
No, I don't think I shall today.
Very well. Shall I tell Lawrence where you're going?
If that is what you wish, he's his own person. And I am my own, and I will not let someone shout and walk all over me.
As no one should. Alright, well, take care.
He makes like a sound. Akin to maybe like a hum. As he unpacks like some of the supplies for brushing his horse.
Bless. Ebb returns to the group. Let's just leave him be for now.
Mm-hmm.
Planning it. Aaron's pretty much his own person. But let's go into the tower, yeah? Okay, cool.
You... Also, did I overhear correctly that you were talking about looking into someone's soul?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the sort of same thing you talked about earlier?
I don't know when earlier is. Possibly.
In, well, near the dome.
Well, it's the same thing I did to feel the magic. It's just, if you focus it onto someone, you look into them. It's what I did with Lawrence.
Hmm.
Uh,
I see.
and if you then look into them, you see what's inside of them. And when I saw when Lawrence was an angelic being that almost, murdered me right inside of him. That was something. At least that's what it would feel like. I don't think he would have, but that's what it felt like. And that's what we're gonna do with Tokas.
Quite
Yeah.
interesting things happened around you all, don't they?
I wouldn't call them interesting. I'd call them cataclysmic. I think that's a good word for it.
Igniting.
Well,
Yes, the tower?
yeah. Let's go. Or anyone else says the wrong thing, we should let's just head out. Yeah. So unless something happens, Amber, Zarius will ask Vittorio to stand ready with his sword. And he will then go over to Tokas and be like, okay, Tokas, I need you to just sit in front of me and open up to me. That sounds weird, but you need to be unguarded.
Gabe is currently eating.
Gabe
I
is eating.
believe.
Oh,
In which
God damn it.
case, Ebb will stand near Vittorio. If you have questions, you can ask. That Bartos.
Mhm. Look, I don't know much about dark elves or dark elf society. All I know is that apparently Apparently, dark elves don't like each other, and normal elves don't like dark elves, and the other way around. And for whatever reason, the little I know or understood from when I talked to Ardelvin, which is not a lot, I was going to ask him more about it at some point, but we've been busy. He took his nieces and went away from home. That's what he said.
Hmm.
And that is apparently not something one does.
It's it is generally frowned upon. Yes. If but I think like with all things, there are people that look at it differently. In Talkardul, we are like a family. We take care of each other. We help each other. We uh, give each other aid and shoulders to cry on when needed. But we are also individuals, and as people, we can choose where to put our hearts. And I personally, well, rather, we can't choose where to put our hearts. They fall where they may, and I really cannot blame someone for following their own. If it leaves them separate, it's a pity. It's sad. It's a bit of a tragedy. But that's just how it is sometimes.
I see. And any particular reason you decided to not have your checkup?
Well, he
Then
told me not to.
said if he said something along the lines of if you are here on her her regard, he wouldn't treat you.
I gathered he meant if I am, still in the family, so to say, or loyal to them.
I see.
And I'll be honest, I didn't like that. But again, such is life.
I suppose it is. As for other elves, not like in Dark Elves, I imagine there's some long-standing and long-standing issues.
There is a long story involved with that. We have stuff to do, so I'm not gonna repeat all of it here. But
That's fine.
yes, there was a divide long ago because of there was a princess involved, a human princess, there was a knight, there was love, there was tragedy, there were people getting lost in mist. It's honestly a great story, and I would like to tell you one day, once we have the time.
Yeah, I suppose that is something we can do. Would be interesting. It's not like they had a lot of time for history of different races growing up, but that is fine.
And I would be very much interested in history of the past couple of decades,
Fair enough.
in case there's been any big changes at least.
Yeah, millions of people died at once. You kind of missed that.
I mean, yeah, the plague did break out.
Yeah, I mean,
These things happen.
yeah, that
Two
is
plagues.
well, that is one of the only big events that Tori probably could think of. He's like, well, actually, before I say that, hey Amber, it's canonically called the Tovra Plague, right?
Can't be canonically called
it-
overplague.
It is that, right?
I'm talking about the weeping pox, but yeah,
Oh,
there is
weeping
a. I mean, it doesn't have a name outside of the calamity or that, you know, the event, the psychic awakening.
I mean, yeah.
The Toverplague.
It's not called the Dover Plague.
Okay. Well, the calamity happened. It's which fucking year was that? That was like
30 years ago, almost
30.
exactly.
Yep.
And the weeping pox.
Oh.
It's been several decades.
Decades, I see. Well, oh yeah. Well, since the calamity was the thing that I thought of first, it's probably the one Vittoria thought about first as well. Plus, he's also talked with like an old man who actually, yeah, lived through that at one point in time. I believe I have that in my notes somewhere. Anyway, it's like, about 30 years or so ago, let's just say, a lot of people died due to, well, not really sure what. I don't think people really know exactly what happened, but something to do with the weave. A lot of magically inclined people, they basically either had too much magic inside of them and died, or a lot of people who didn't know a thing about magic could suddenly do magic, and well, that wasn't that great either.
I see.
Yeah, it was kind of called Calamity, I believe.
The calamity. That is something to keep in mind.
Yeah, other than that, nothing that I think of the top of my head. Others might know more. And, well, there's obviously books and whatnot.
Had that happened a couple of decades earlier, I might have never gotten captured. Still, it is a tragedy nonetheless.
Yeah, a lot of people. Oh, well. I don't know if Gabe has finished eating.
Yeah, I've been here for a bit.
Oh, alright.
Well, okay, Tokas. First of all, I want to say this will be the second time I'm doing this, so
I believe. What? Oh, yes, of course. Well, let's hope that it goes well. Let's hope that there's not my
okay.
second mysterious object.
Oh no, I just hope I don't get eyes. That is, if I don't get eyes, that is mission accomplished to me.
Oh,
But,
well, that's great.
okay, you just sit down and try and relax. Calm down.
I'm very calm. Yes.
Open up and just be vulnerable.
It's really awkward to say, but I understand what you mean.
All right. And I'm gonna try and look into him. Amber.
Yes.
Feature. Where is it? Which site time? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is
22.
it? 22? Yeah.
DC 25.
I can't believe you didn't get expertise.
I
Which site?
can. I would lose my eyes. I don't want to lose my eyes.
Oh no, I was talking about the skilled feat.
Yeah, no, there's a way to get expertise in it, and it's called losing your eyes. Not on my
Not really
to-do
the one.
Not on my to-do list. TBH.
Right. Darius, you attempt to gaze outward. To sense the world around you. Were you a human, perhaps you would have hairs standing on end. But you are a dragon, and scales are what they are. As such, it is almost it is disturbing to you in a way. Because you feel that there is most assuredly a magical phenomena going on. One that lingers near the surface of Tokas' skin. Around the areas where he is growing eyes and also got a big lump.
So I feel. Do I feel any? I want to say taint on his soul, but that sounds so gross. But if I
You
look in,
definitely feel a disturbance.
yeah, feel the disturbance there in the soul. Could I try and? I want to say go to it. Could I try and focus on that? I want to say reach out to it, but that's the wrong word. Just try and focus my sight on that.
Or with a
Like
22, you may focus on. You can feel that it's almost like you can reach out and sense the edges of this magic that radiates outwards and away from his skin on one end, but on the other, it is pointed like a lance and slowly drilling its way deeper inside. It is evident to you that this magic is moving from the outside towards the inside. It does not come from within.
so, I've written this. Is that about accurate? What I can feel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Zarius will kind of just like pull himself back and then just kind of like look at you, and you can just see the because I imagine that if he's in tune with these things, he's probably himself very vulnerable. So you can just see him like worried, like a genuine expression of worry on his face, and then he just tries to kind of steal it. Yeah. So we knew it was bad, right?
Yes, well, usually
What?
these things don't happen because of good reasons.
So what if I was to tell you that it's drilling towards your soul or deeper into your soul?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, that's what's happening.
Figured as much.
It is like a magical phenomena that kind of like latched onto the outside of your skin, trying to reach its way in. It's magical in nature, so it's something to go off of.
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't see any sign of Blackstone contamination up until a few days ago, so I am inclined to put off the Blackstone as well.
I mean, it's at least we know the area.
Well,
I
that
don't think-
was kind of obvious. Points at the eye.
No, I mean we know what it's like. We know that it's magic, and we know that whatever it is isn't because this isn't how mutations work, right, Amber? At least natural mutations.
A mutation that happens because someone is genuinely a terrible human being and their soul is corrupt
Yeah.
happens from the inside
Yeah,
out.
it happened. Yeah, that's what I thought. And
And-
there's like
Literally, that your soul becomes so overcharged with being terrible that it like begins to show outwardly.
it's you're not corrupt, so that's a good thing. No.
Well,
Harry
yeah,
kind of
I
awkwardly
mean, I
smiles.
haven't done any acts of evil as much as I remember. Albeit someone believes so.
I think it's. I mean, it's not a good idea. I mean, it's. I. I don't know how you fix it. I think our friend is one of our only options here.
Well, there's a few
I-
people I can rely on too.
I
Hopefully they
don't-
have an answer.
So, guys, I don't get why you're trying to just write off some of these. Oh, my brain is completely failing me. What word am I looking for?
Absolute Victoria moment. No, I'm kidding.
Wow. Thanks.
I'm kidding.
Yes.
Okay, no, he just said, don't know why you're like trying to write off some of the things that might be the cause, but you say, oh, it's probably not Blackstone then. What are you basing that on?
The fact that this message was sent with a will behind it, Blackstone does not possess a will as far as we know, that is Shadowsteel. The fact that I have not shown any sign of contagion, unlike Delphine, who was in contact with the Blackstone and currently still has signs of darkened veins and other medical symptoms that lead to a contamination. A contamination is gradual. It is not an instant phenomena. It takes time, and I also do not wear my backpack at all times. I do it when adventuring, when traveling, and when I need to carry my belongings from one place to another. We usually don't do that much often. So I'm not inclined to think that it is Blackstone simply by the fact that this happened between a day and a night, which usually is not normal in the paranormal world of these sort of auras and materials. I'm more inclined to think that this is some sort of curse, especially because it's trying to, corrode my soul, which, as funny as it sounds, it has a very, I wouldn't say aggressive, more like vindicative tone to it.
If it is coming from the outside, do you think there is any way of, I don't know, cutting it off, cutting the link? I
That
don't know,
would be
anti-magic
first
that we had
understand.
before?
Well, I can't sit at Corvelia's vault until this is over, because then I'd have to basically live there for the rest of my life.
So it's I think it is latched on. It's more latched onto his soul than it is on his body. So it's
Well, if it is
Well,
a
we know
curse,
we know something that might be able to cut a soul. I look at Victoria's sword.
that's not really how that works. And yeah, I'm just saying, don't just write off stuff. We should check all avenues.
yeah.
that is always a good option, but we need to put the list down. First thing I'm going to do is talk with Crivelia, and well, no, Yanni.
Revelia.
And if she doesn't have any answers to it, I'll try to talk with Castro. If he doesn't know, well, Scrackle is my only option left.
Well, I mean, why was Craig one?
Weren't we also thinking of going to Grafendam?
I think we might as
That
well.
is if the Blackstone is
I-
what's
I-
causing these.
I mean, I no. What if we first go to Grafenham? I think there's safer bets in looking for help than asking a literal a fiend woman.
That little fiend woman follows contracts as she should. We pay her and she gives us things.
Yes, but do you not think it's more reasonable to see if it's in Grafendam there's any wizard or whatever? We're gonna go there anyway. We might as well check there first before we have to immediately start making deals with a fiend.
No, I don't think it's more reasonable because traveling there takes time. And since this grows by the day, the time that I spend in Graffendom looking for a cure will keep gnawing on my soul. So since Ayani is 15 minutes of walk from here, I would prefer to cover these options first.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Well, you don't pay anything for it.
No, I will. I have a favor to ask her. Well, I have a service that I need besides this, and I hope that what I have to trade will be enough.
And I just look at Vittorio like you see his help me, like in his eyes, like help me.
Let's see what. Yeah, suppose that depends on what the price is. As long as it's not. She's not feeling particularly. Oh, it would be very funny if you pushed someone off a cliff.
Let us hope it's not that way. I know she loves gold. I have that in fair amounts. I also have
She
other
doesn't
things.
really care
doesn't
about
love
gold
what?
at all.
Well, the
Which
first
person have you been
impression is not exactly that. She wears gold pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, where is it? Do you have jewelry anywhere?
Well, you'd think a person that doesn't like gold wouldn't wear gold in pretty much every single aspect of their clothing.
Well, yeah,
And
but it's different
accessories?
between paying a woman money and giving her jewelry. There's a very big difference, Tokas.
Well, you buy
Yeah.
jewelry with money.
I want you to know this,
It's
seeing
a very
as
big difference in profession.
I want you to know this, seeing as I think you might be possibly getting it on with someone. Don't give them money to buy jewelry. Just buy the jewelry for them.
What?
Jace, I know it's our 6th anniversary, so I got you this gift. It's a pouch of gold. You buy something you like.
Wow.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
Well, Veltair had very much luck with her, and he got her something special. And
Altair?
I think
It's Vincent.
Oh,
Sorry,
Vincent.
old habits.
I mean,
So
it is an
I
actual name. He just doesn't use it around humans because they don't. They're very bad at the pronunciation. You know, it's cringy to watch them try.
Bobo.
It's why I go by Eb and not Wangveldi Brunquale Feannotie Lutature Maika.
Yeah,
Sounds like a compound sentence.
yeah.
Actually,
All right.
Some of those names are compounds. You are very astute.
Okay, so we're gonna go to the Devilman after we're gonna set out.
I'm going to go to Ayani. If she doesn't have my answer, I will ask counseling to Scrackle and see if he has any information that I might use. If he doesn't, then my only hope lies in Graffendom and perhaps someone with enough knowledge.
I don't feel like we're wasting time, but sure.
Don't worry about it. If you wish to go to Graffendom, you can go.
No,
Well-
for you. There's no. Never mind.
All right then. I will deposit my belongings, or most of what I don't need, and then go to Ayani. I have a few
Would
things
you-
to trade for her services, and hope that endeavor fruits.
Would you mind if I tagged along?
Of course not. You can meet the young fiendish woman that your son escorted.
We split up then, maybe? Some of us asked Rakequel. Some
Well,
of you.
I think it might be better if he'd see my, well,
Yeah.
ailment himself, but I
In
guess.
in the meantime, instead, then, well, you go to Ayani. Well, at least I am gonna go to Balon, as we still need to fill him in on the whole. Yes. So anyway, there's a archmage locked up somewhere, and we're going to have to scrounge up people that can guard that place for a month.
I'll join you up there. Feel like it's hardly my responsibility.
Yeah. So we go to Ayani, figure that out. If need be, if she, for whatever reason, is asking for outrageous things, we do still have misfortune on our hands, but would be good if, well, it didn't come to that, I suppose. But it's always an option, so keep that in mind.
I'll keep it in mind.
All right, let's meet back at the tower once we are. Well, I suppose you will go to Scrakewall. Let's stop. Let's just stop by the tower after we're done, and if we see each other, we'll all go to Scrakewall. Otherwise, just go to
I will send you a
Scrakewall.
message when I'm done.
Very well.
If they go to Scrakewall, we can have a talk with Delphine, maybe. If you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can. I don't have to be there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Eb looked at Zaris. Is there any sort of, I don't know, polite draconic greeting we have to do?
Just
never-
don't get too full of yourself, because the
Just
guy really
just
doesn't like it.
just know that Scrakewall's better than you in every way.
That is a very bad way to put him down. He's just a
What?
very large and powerful dragon. He appreciates
how
to
is
be
that-
recognized of it.
Did you just say it's a bad way for me to say that he's better than us in every way? That if you treat him like that, he'll enjoy you just fine.
He's not that bad. He's actually a pretty good company, if you can take
Oh,
him
he's
well.
great with reading. I love reading with him. But just if you treat him like that, I'm sure you'll fall into good graces. But if you want to know some draconic reading, Zaris will just tell you how to say good afternoon.
I greet you, my liege.
Good afternoon, my lord. Zaris will teach you.
My lady. Tips hat. Tips goatskin.
All
I
right,
believe
let's
my eminence is good.
My
Yeah.
menace.
well
Eminence.
let's go. Right,
Go, zoom.
time's ticking.
Eb and I go to Ayani, while Vittorio and Zaris go to Balin.
Indeed.
Right, I'm gonna quickly peek.
All right. Toriani.
I lock on the tent.
Surprisingly, Ayani's tent appears to you.
Damn. You do find her when you need her.
When she needs something from you.
That's
More
not
likely.
good. Okay. I go to the tent. I knock on the tent. I realize
Flap is open.
that the clap is open. Okay, never mind. I walk in. Good morning.
You walk into the lavishly decorated tent. Its decorations, its pillows and tapestries strewn all about. There's a light bit of a haziness in the air, a smoke that originates from Ayani, who appears to
Just piping.
be nurturing a very long and elaborate pipe.
Oh. Nice.
A light bit of smoke billows out of her mouth. She exhales. Tokas? Back
Maybe.
so soon.
Soon? Is it really that soon? Well,
Time is relative, is it not?
is it now? He looks actually interested. That is, I suppose that is a truth.
Use
Subjectively
MC
speaking.
squared.
Nice.
I assure you, the passing of time is highly mutable. Ebb sort of leans down a lot, I assume, to get into the door of the tent. Smiles to Ayani. Greetings.
The father.
Oh.
Oh man.
Smiles. Sly smile.
How can I be of service today?
Well, there is, particularly one thing that I'd like to ask of you. And then maybe something else that you could perhaps help me with, but for now, the most life-threatening ones come first. There's an affliction that I have received. I believe it might either be poisoning from Blackstone or a curse from someone that really doesn't like me. In the case of the latter option, I know that you're very well versed in cursed artifacts and objects, so I was wondering if you could perhaps identify a man that has been cursed, and in the best possible scenario, maybe who is the sender of this very evil message.
Of course.
Oh man, I don't like that.
Ayani. Quirks. An eyebrow and the corner of her lip curls upwards. The sort of like veil that is attached to the knot that she wears in the back of her hair glides forward and almost drapes around her as she leans forward. And if you are cursed, does that mean I get to keep you in my collection?
I would like to say yes, but I cannot afford it because the world is about to end in roughly 5 years, so I sadly have to refuse the invitation. Instead, I have some other form of compensation. He pulls out his. First, he pulls out the crown of the diplomat, and then he pulls out the orbs of shadows. And he presents firstly the crown. I know not if this is cursed. I luckily was not fool enough to try and attune to such item, but I bought it off a Inui. Whom we found in the middle of a cave, and besides the suspiciousness of that whole ordeal, I'd figure maybe you'd know if it is cursed and if there's any value for your collection. And he presents then the orb. This other little thing, which has been weighing me down a little bit since I left Nova Stroya, which is where I found it. I know for certain that this is cursed, and it's also related to that second little favor that I wanted to ask you.
Her eyes, golden as her jewelry, gleam with mirth. I see. There's more places to be than just this world.
What?
You wouldn't have to worry about it anymore when you become a permanent fixture in my collection.
I think
I'm afraid we're not
She
quite
teases.
done with him ourselves.
I feel like that's a threat, Eb. But as he said, I'm not done with this specific world yet. Sadly,
There's so little time left.
that there is very little time left. I can't really go waste it on a shelf. Wouldn't you agree?
I would not keep you in a shell.
I'm
Surely you can get a little bit more imaginative than that.
I sure can, but I would like not to because my imagination tends to go in places I don't want it to go.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's quite horrible.
Ayani's mouth corners pull up, revealing fangs,
Yeah, fucking you.
which too are
Gold.
gleaming
Yeah.
gold.
Of course they are.
She melts golden coins and then drinks them to black her teeth every time they
Of course.
fall out.
Now, that item then, she says, holding out a hand. A crown.
A crown indeed. And Tokus gives her the crown.
Her golden fingernails click loudly against a metal band. Her eyes scan the object for a moment, turning it around. The diffused light, barely able to cast. I'll shine on it. It is not worth a law.
Well, that is a little bit unfortunate, I have to say.
Truly. A most peculiar curse.
I blink. What?
You wish for me to tell you whether you are cursed in exchange for this crown? Yes?
Well, I was hoping you could tell me if indeed my ailment is a man-made or dragon-made curse, or if I am indeed wrong and it is just is a light way to put it, but it is not a curse, and instead it is slow radiation throughout exposure to Blackstone. That would be what I'd like to know.
Yeah, and he
Let's
smiles.
not narrow it down to just dragons and
And he
humans.
smiles and slowly puts the crown on her own head.
Damn, fucking pimp lord, alright.
Them.
Yes. I am sure that it is man-made. But you are not cursed.
Blinks. Oh. I imagine what you're doing here. Okay, well. That was a little bit of a mistake on my part.
Bites, like her fang bites into her bottom lip and she barely contains her smile.
Yeah,
She seems
fucking
very
you.
pleased with herself.
Yep. Togus puts
Like a
down.
cat who got the cream.
Yeah, Togus puts down the Orb of Shadows. Alright, well, if we are playing that game, in exchange for this other little thing, I would like to know a few more things. For example, what is this ailment that affects me, and how to retrieve my own shadow out of this thing. And he points at the orb.
Because I am no doctor.
Didn't you also mention who, well, an identity possibly of who might have put it upon you?
Well, if it's not a curse, then with something else that is man-made, right? Looks at Ioni.
Are most things not man-made?
That very much depends. I guess on the point of view of what is man-made, what can be credited to the hands of man. But I am sure you know a lot more. So I'm offering you additional payment with a bit of a shame for myself for having fallen into such a trap. Or, well, I wouldn't say a trap. I said what I said, and you said what you said. I guess it is fair.
Yes, it is fair indeed.
So, if it is, then I'm sure you'll accept a little bit more to tell me the rest of what you haven't told me. For example,
Yes. You are not cursed. This is out of my purview, and outside of where my interests lie. I would gladly strip you of all of your items in exchange for half-truths, or perhaps even lies. But I like conducting my business here, and I should like to continue doing so.
see, he took his corner of the mouth, grows up in a little smile. I see. Well, that is surprisingly frank that you appreciate the gesture.
Do I
But,
have a reason not to be upfront?
well, I have seen merchants more human than you in flesh, but less human than you in the nature of their dealings.
Hmm.
Nonetheless, if you cannot help me with this, then I can't do much about it. Though I am wondering, would you be able to tell me, if I paid you with said artifact, how to undo something that this orb did to me? The first time I looked into it, back in Nova Storia, I was stripped of my own shadow, he says as he probably looks back at himself. There's nothing there.
And
I
you
feel
miss it so dearly. There
it
is much
is
that can hide in a shadow, Tokas.
it is very true. You don't really miss your shadow until you lose it, but isn't that really everything in this world, after all?
So if you give me the orb, I tell you how to get your shadow back.
If I give you the orb, you tell me how I can retrieve it from inside the orb. And
Uh-huh.
if I cannot retrieve it from inside the orb, I would
Mm-hmm.
like to know insight on how I could recover it in some other mean.
But also, if it is inside the orb and you already have it, I think.
I guess that's also something important, albeit I'm not sure I still have it.
Ione smiles.
Yes, I guess that is the deal I'd like to make. You'll have ownership of this orb, and in exchange, you'll have me get my soul back. If it isn't trapped inside the soul, I would like the soul, well, the shadow, back before you put the orb away in your collection.
He thinks for a moment. I will give you the information that you require to retrieve your shadow. But I will take no harm to myself or that which is mine in the process.
Haha.
Hmm.
Well, that complicates things, doesn't it?
He smiles. Uh-huh.
Man. Alright, okay. I'm gonna need you. Well, thinking about it, if damage has to be brought upon this sphere, then you will have nothing to gain out of it. Let's change the deal a little bit. I will retrieve something else for you, another form of payment that is not the object that I might or might not have to destroy. Once I have possession of it, I will come back here with, hopefully, answers to trade with.
You have some sort of well that you keep digging cursed artifacts up and out of, Tokas?
Well, I'm sure that the dwarf would love to know where the iron miner finds all his supplies from, but that is the little secrets of us traders, isn't it?
Perhaps that is so.
After all, it'd be a lot bit boring if you could just have all the artifacts of this world without any trade to make. I feel like buying and selling gives a little bit more spice to these things. It'd be very boring to just be the richest man in the world.
I do not believe it would be boring to be the richest out there.
That
You
is a
are
feeling.
right. I enjoy the hunt.
Sweats. He nods. As a collector of few things, I understand the Finn sentiment. I thank you for your time and the pleasant conversation. I should probably take my leave now before I waste any more time in this thing.
Could
Looks
you?
down.
You're always welcome to leave it here with me.
I am sure that I'm welcome to, but I'd like
I
to
might
keep.
even give you some information that you might be interested in.
Specifically pertaining this topic, right? Of course.
No, another topic. But I do believe it is of interest to you, that I can guarantee.
All right. Well, you cannot stop from sparking my interest today. When you say leave it with you mean that I am able to come back here and retrieve it whenever I wish? It's not like I'm not going to find your tent suddenly anymore.
Of course you'll find my tent again.
And I'll be able to retrieve my orb.
I'd like to keep a hold of it.
You'd like to keep a hold of it temporarily.
I should like to keep the orb, but trust that if I find the means to unleash that which is yours, however boring I believe it to be that you wish to hold a shadow like every other creature and object.
Does a Yanni have a shadow?
I don't know, does she?
I don't know.
It's very dim in this room.
I can fucking see, damn it.
Um,
Then I will gladly let your little shadow go.
His brain goes like gear turns around. I'm doing
But
1,000
I
calculations at once and it's all wrong.
want the orb.
You seem incredibly. Why do you like it so much? Is it because of all the trapped shadows of dead people in it?
They are definitely not old, and
I had a feeling when I tuned to it and they started saying things like you need us and you need company and all that stuff. I feel like there's a lot more things in this thing that I don't know, which would be a bit foolish of me to just give away like this. But also, I don't think I'll find out much myself.
Mm.
Let's say this. I will give you the shadow with the orbs for the information that you said you would give me now, and the promise that if you or I find the mean to retrieve my shadow out of the plenty that sit in there, you will allow me to do so, or, well, if you have the means, you will retrieve that little boring thing that usually stands behind me at 12 in the clock. But also, well, I'd say try not to pry too much into it. I feel like there might be state secrets that people shouldn't really look into too much. I have a vague feeling.
Mm.
Hell's Devil, yo, there's state secrets in this. Don't look into it, Devil.
Mhm.
Funny man.
I mean, she's gonna find out nonetheless, so you know. Yes, that is the agreement I'd like to make.
Ayani holds out her hand with the palm upwards.
I grab the shadow orb, and before letting go, I look at it and say, "Thank you for the ride, guys. You helped me out quite a bit, but now it's time to go, and we'll come back to get what is mine." And then I'll plop it in her hand.
Ayani rolls it around in her arm, in her hand, momentarily watching the shadows swirl inside. So about that interesting little tidbit.
My ears are all open.
It has come to my attention that there has been a recent shift. And that soon the hour of the fate will come around.
A shift.
Was that the rumbling this earlier today?
Not related.
A shift in what? She gets a little bit more serious at this topic.
Hmm. Many eyes now fall upon one. Hmm.
Did she just say, many eyes now fall upon one?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
You did in fact say that.
Yeah, I know. Awfully suspicious.
Need to pull up my note for this thing.
Hmm?
Not this one. No. Yes, this is the one. Ayani looks left and right, and her lips curl evermore. It is not the eyes of mortals that have turned, but the eyes of they who reside beyond. A little birdie told me that one has ascended the steps and claimed Uzu.
Fuck. God damn it. His face goes pale like a fucking pillow. His brow furrows, sweat, knees weak, arms spaghetti. Thinks for a
Vomit on
moment,
his mother already.
looks around.
Eb looks back at you.
Do you know who is this one?
I know that they were no one once upon a time. Humble origins. Clad in snow and ice.
No.
You say there were once no one. That implies that now they are someone. Do they have a name? Something they go by? Something by which we can track him down?
I would call them somewhere in between. They are far from what they once were, but they have not yet attained the right to call themselves by the title that they desire.
This is pretty bad. Alright. I'm assuming this is not the first. Do you have the blankest idea of where they are headed? Where is the next of the six?
Hmm. I may have an idea.
For a price, I'm imagining.
Ione thinks for a moment. I cannot guarantee that. Which I say is right. But I know that there is an object that grants one how would I explain this? Ione slides out of her chair and she crouches down to get level with you, Tokas.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Her hand reaches out
I blink.
to touch you.
I think this is probably some magical stuff, so I stay still.
Mm-hmm. Her hand touches upon your nose and glides upward, rubbing across your forehead ever so slightly. It grants one prophetic visions.
Fuck.
Hmm.
Ah! 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 No. No, it didn't happen. No, it didn't happen. Oh shit. Oh fuck. It all makes fucking sense.
So the puzzle pieces fall together.
Okay, well, that is that is okay. That's a lot of thing. He flinches back a little bit. Well, no, he doesn't flinch. He gets like rigid a little bit at the mention of that. And very quietly, because she's very close, he mutters, "Do you know where this is? Do you know where is this Harbinger's next goal?"
I think you know as well as I do, Tokas.
Well, we've just discovered a sixth shade of pale. That is concerning. He blinks once, twice, and then sighs.
There is no place in heaven or hell or anywhere in between that one could hide this from him. Not forever.
I know. I know it very well. There is a reason why I was led to bring it away from where it lied. There is a reason why it told me to move it somewhere else, and now it makes a lot of sense. Now it does. Well, that's. I guess you are true to your word. After all, that
Uh-huh.
was of vital importance. Be it in the better or the worse. Now, I have a lot more things to think about. I hope I'll be back for that orb. If I'm not, I'll probably be dead in the grave or somewhere worse. I guess I'll have to find out if the illness doesn't kill me before a man with a crazy sword.
To the best of us.
I look at her with a little bit of concerned face.
Ayane just smiles sweetly.
I hope it really doesn't.
The mountain will cloak you, but not forever.
I know. I could tell. It has stopped talking to me since I got to the mountain. And he hasn't opened a word since. Now I find myself in front of the bifurcation. I have to choose a path where I seek its counseling for what to do next, but then I reveal its position, or I hide here hoping that the mountain will keep me hidden as much as we can. But can I really do anything once he finds me out? I don't think so.
You are still so young.
His eyebrow frowns a little bit. Are you trying to make fun of how many years of life I'll lose?
Ayane shrugs. Experience comes with time, does it not?
You'd say so. Unluckily, I only have 4 years of it. I guess we all do.
And he has searched for centuries.
Which is why I'm scared. He has centuries of advantages over us. I only have 34 years. 20-something about of which I spent reading books. Let's hope that it can be a cumulative thing.
Let's hope. I'd hate to stop conducting my business prematurely.
Yeah, I'd hate not being able to visit you and get food every single time.
I enjoy our little dances, Tokas.
Yeah, it's sure, I'm sure you do enjoy them. I can't say that I don't feel the same. But now I think I'll have to take my leave. I have to warn a few people of the impending doom that is appalled to fall on our head and decide what to do.
Indeed. Thank you for your mischievous fire.
We will see each other soon enough.
That's what I hope. Alright. And with that, I think, Tokus and I will go back to the tower. Tokus will update you on what that conversation meant. Number 1, Uzul the Kingslayer was a weapon wielded in the future, which is quite funny to say, by a man of prophecy, a man of desolation, destruction, and harbinger of death. One of the many prophecies that stargazers have found mention this man that will rise from nothing and bring the end of the world upon us, through the power of some specific item. I managed to locate one not too long ago. Uzul the Kingslayer, a demon-bound weapon of great power, a sword living that eats the flesh of its own enemies, and not only the flesh of the man, but the flesh of the demon, the flesh of the incorporeal. It is a nasty thing, and we have waited too long. We have enjoyed ourselves too much. We have fumbled around, and we let this opportunity slip. We didn't go take the sword, and now this creature, this world ender, has it. And he's looking for the others.
And the rest of it?
Well, I'm not sure what the rest of it is. I have a little theory, which I'm not sure has been debunked. It might still hold if it's what I believe it is. There is a little tale that they tell to children, especially people of Altenheim. The old emperor, the first emperor of the Burek Empire, wasn't, in his younghood, a particularly valiant man, but he was gifted by the gods. And Dorius I was the chosen of all 4 of them, and they each gave him something to keep him safe, something to, let's say, rule over this new beacon of light that was supposed to be the Burakian Empire to the rest of Etharis. 4 national treasures in possession of this emperor were then, I'm not sure if eventually lost or they don't talk about them. It's just this fiery tale that talks about a sword from Maligant a crown from Galt, a orb of far sight from Ulmir, and a breastplate from Aurelia. Those 4 gods, protectors of the Burek Empire, then quietly disappeared. And then first appeared Usul, the King's Slayer. Then this, an item that divines the future. Then a crown of domination to Galt, the tyrant god. And last but not least, a breastplate of Aurelia that might have turned into a twisted armor.
Hmm.
I'm starting to believe that these 4 gods, or at least their gifts, were corrupted in a way. And being divinely gifted artifacts, they might bring upon enough destruction to put an end to Etharis as a whole. Usul the Kingslayer should be Maligan's sword, with a demon now trapped in it, and now our world ender has it. The Crown of Domination is an item that I know not the location of, but I have seen it in one of my dreams. It's somewhere that I know. It resembles the crown that was given by Galt. And, well, surprisingly so, when Galt went mad, for he did, he became a tyrant, one with an iron fist. And domination and tyranny are very similar things, you could say.
Indeed.
There's 2 more items. Apparently I have 1. I did not know that, but apparently I own 1. And it's not an orb, it's a tome. But if it has been transmogrified like the others, it wouldn't be too weird if one day I lift a page and there's a crystal orb in the middle of it.
Hmm. And does that mean that this tome you hold is also an immense power of evil at this point in time?
I am not sure. I think, well, it's my hope that this tome that I have is the only one that avoided such corruption. Perhaps it's changed its form to escape the site, to not look like it once did. And then, well, many things happened. It ended up in the library. I picked it up, and then I moved away, and then I have it.
Is this the same tome that you, well, divined the Cordelia situation with?
No, it isn't. That is what's disturbed me of that time. The tome hasn't been speaking to me since I've walked into Blacklaw, which is a font of stress for me, since I rely most of my important future tellings from it. But apparently it was also a good thing, because it impedes this harbinger to find it. But it will not last long, for what Yanni said.
Well, sounds like you'll need to learn to dance on your tiptoes.
It sounds like I have to learn to do a lot of things. I can't even leave it behind. I tried once, the day after I found it in my backpack. Which is funny, because it is big, pretty much bigger than it. Nonetheless, yes, I will have to have a conversation with everyone else, and now it's my entire situation got extremely worse. I wonder
On the
what killed me
positive
first.
side, at least you learned a lot, or have some more context.
Yes, that was indeed something that I needed to know, even if I wanted or not. Knowing that we are being left behind in a run against time is ironic, because time is lacking right now, and the more we stay behind, the less time we'll have. Anyways, let's go back to the tower. No time to talk to Scrackle. I'm sure he's not going to be able to help me nonetheless. Or perhaps he will, but I'll have to check it after I talk with everyone else.
Mhm.
All right. think this is a good point to end session for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
On new revelations.
Yeah, yeah, under revelation indeed. Mm-hmm.
World-ending threat.
Quite deniable schedules. We'll try to schedule some time to go through some of the things that he wants to during the week.
All right.
That was certainly something.
Yeah. And now I'm still at the start of the road. Need to figure out what the fuck this is. It's not a curse, but it can't just be Blackstone as well.
What if it's a blessing?
Not sure it is.
That's a one weird-ass blessing.
Anyhow, find out next week how the situation will continue to unfold.
Indeed. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, hope you guys have a good night.
Yeah, and remember, is it Friday yet?
Shut the fuck up, Gabe. Oh, wait.
Mm.
No. No.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Good
Night,
night.
Oz.